New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Doreen Scanlon. Breaking news this noontime. Massachusetts State Police say troopers are searching for a suspect right now on Route 195 in Westport. Police saying in a tweet that a white Toyota Tacoma pickup is being driven by a possibly armed man. They're asking you to call 911 immediately if you see it. And now to the latest in Brooklyn, New York, where the urgent manhunt continues there for the gunman wanted for opening fire on a subway car during Tuesday's morning commute. Police now calling 62-year-old Frank James, the suspect in the attack. They say he shot 10 passengers, 19 others injured, and now New York City officials are taking swift action to help tackle subway crime. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
This man is considered the prime suspect in Tuesday's subway rampage during the height of the morning commute, according to police. Authorities saying 62-year-old Frank James caused this chaos, allegedly detonating 2 smoke grenades before opening fire on a busy Manhattan-bound N train.
He then fired that weapon at least 33 times.
29 victims with non-life-threatening injuries, including 10 with gunshot wounds.
As soon as the subway doors open, it's a sea of people coming out. And I saw people with gunshot wounds. I saw people stumbling and pushing each other over, coughing and choking on smoke.
Investigators say James was armed with an arsenal of weapons, including a semi-automatic handgun with extended magazines, a hatchet, commercial-grade fireworks, and apparent gasoline. Police believe James rented a U-Haul truck in Pennsylvania. He's seen driving it in this video posted to his YouTube account hours before the first shots.
I am driving because I started my trip early.
That U-Haul later found abandoned on the side of a Brooklyn highway near the station, where investigators say James boarded that train. Prior to the shooting, authorities say James posted several videos to YouTube, including one saying, "I'm 62 now, full of hate, full of anger, full of bitterness."
He mentions New York, and he does mention Mayor Adams. And as a result of that, in an abundance of caution, we're going to tighten the mayor's security detail.
Mayor Eric Adams also vowing to tighten security on the subway, promising an increased police presence. He's also considering installing metal detectors.
There's a new method that can detect weapons that are not traditional metal detectors that you see at airports. You don't even realize it's there, and we're going to look and explore these measures.
This massive manhunt involves many different agencies, including the FBI in at least 3 different states. Law enforcement swarming different addresses linked to James, including a former home in Wisconsin. Rena Roy, ABC News, Brooklyn, New York.
And be sure to stay with us here at ABC6 for continuing coverage of the subway shooting. We'll update the story just as soon as any information becomes available. And here in New England, officials say safety measures are in place to keep people secure. In Boston, officials hoping to ease some concern there, especially with events like the Boston Marathon set for Patriots Day on Monday, plus the Sox home opener on Friday.
There is no sign of anything that's particular or specific to the marathon, but we do have a really significant effort at every level of government that goes on in preparing for that race.
The Boston Police Department has developed a robust and comprehensive security plan in an effort to provide safety to the runners, the spectators, and all the visitors that come into the city of Boston.
The city plans to have every available officer working in both uniformed and plain clothing. Security checkpoints are in place, and the National Guard will be in the city Monday. Later today, stencils will be taken out of storage and used to paint the starting line and the finish line. About 35,000 runners will cross those blue and yellow letters on their 26.2-mile trek into downtown Boston. And Mayor Wu laying out the city's safety plan for the Boston Marathon as COVID cases rise in the city. The mayor is urging anyone attending the marathon to follow public health guidelines and take precautions, such as not coming to the event if you're sick. Mayor Wu said Boston's COVID positivity rate is also being monitored. Right now, it's at 5.4%. Now new at noon, Rhode Island lawmakers will hear testimony on a bill to stop smoking in casinos. The method, repealing an exemption casinos have from a smoke-free workplace requirement. The bill will be heard at the rise of the House in front of the Finance Committee. Providence College Friars head coach Ed Cooley getting another honor this morning after a memorable season. Coach Cooley agreed to serve as the honorary chair of a campaign to build an arts and athletic center. This is at the Community Preparatory School, a private middle school in South Providence.
I'm not standing here today as the basketball coach at Providence College at all. I'm standing here as a proud young kid who had a dream to be special from 14 Elmer Street, which is about 9 blocks down the street. I'm the kid who was always told, I don't know, you're probably not gonna make it. I always say, never underestimate the minds of young men and women who aspire to be great.
Coach Cooley calling this project blind philanthropy because he says it will impact the lives of kids and donors, the kids he and the donors haven't even met yet. Well, Red Sox concession stands are going cashless. The Sox announced this morning that you'll need a credit card or a phone pay option to buy food at Fenway. The same goes for hawkers in the stands. They'll carry cashless point-of-sale card machines. There are 3 machines that will convert cash to MasterCard debit cards in the park now. The Sox home opener is Friday. You can catch a preview that afternoon right here on ABC6 News at noon. And ESPN reports the Penguins will face the Bruins in the 2023 NHL Winter Classic at Fenway Park. That game's scheduled for January 2nd. The last Winter Classic at Fenway was back in 2010. The Bees took that one over the Flyers. Fenway Sports Group bought the Penguins over the winter, so that's another Boston connection at play here. We're going to talk about hockey and then look outside right now. Here is that sky cam shot for us. Bright, sunny skies out there. Temps not too bad today either, Chelsea.
Looking forward to a lot of baseball at Fenway before we start talking about hockey at Fenway in January, because we are seeing another gorgeous spring day outside. Sunshine right now. Temps in the mid-60s. Breezes coming in out of the southeast around 13 miles per hour. Yesterday was slow going to get to these beautiful conditions. Today, it's been beautiful all morning long and going to continue to stay that way through the afternoon. Even at the coastline where temperatures are a few degrees cooler, we're still in the low 60s range, mid-60s in Providence and Smithfield, 71 now in Norwood. Norwood was one of our coolest spots this morning and now one of our warmest spots on the map. And all of us running significantly warmer than where we were yesterday at this time, about 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now. This morning we started on the cooler side of things, but we've turned things around nicely with all of that sunshine. We're continuing to see mainly sunny conditions outside. Today you'll get some passing clouds at times, and a much wider view does show you some rain off to our west. The good news in the 7-day forecast is that we do have rain in that forecast. A lot of it happens in the overnight hours. So you're seeing sunshine for the remainder of the afternoon with some passing clouds at times. Clouds thicken up this evening. It's really not until after midnight that we have the chance of a few spotty showers out there, but I do have a few more rain chances in the 7-day. I'll have much more in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. Now to an ABC6 News update. Providence officials warning drivers 6 new school zone speed cameras will be activated starting today. According to city officials, violators will receive warnings for the first 30 days. Motorists are asked to be aware of these new locations, and offenders will be automatically issued a summons starting in June. The fine for going over is $50. And the new speed camera locations will be Plainfield Street near the Laurel Hill Annex School, Chalkstone Avenue at the Nathaniel Green Middle School, Hope Street, Mount Pleasant Avenue, Bridgham Street next to the Providence Career and Technical Academy, and Branch Avenue. Cameras at the existing 14 locations will continue to issue violations. And we turn now to our coverage of the coronavirus, and the CDC is extending the mask mandate on public transit, including planes. It will now run until at least May 3rd. An announcement is expected this afternoon. The CDC is said to want additional time to study the new Omicron BA.2 variant. And school districts in Rhode Island will be sending home COVID-19 rapid tests with students today. The city of Providence and the town of East Greenwich are among them. School officials recommended testing upon return from April vacation. Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon, the latest from Ukraine as more evidence of brutality at the hands of Russian troops is uncovered. Plus, gas prices still high. The White House and Environmental Protection Agency teaming up with an idea. We'll tell you what they're proposing to drive costs at the pump down. Turning now to the crisis in Ukraine. Russian forces continue their march east as planning for a major offensive in eastern Ukraine continues. And a Ukrainian official says more than 100,000 people are stranded in the strategic city of Mariupol. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
New satellite images Wednesday showing Russia ramping up its forces along a highway near Kharkiv in eastern Ukraine as they prepare for an expected major offensive. More Russian assets spotted in fields just miles from Ukraine's border. As Russia prepares for that new attack, the U.S. increasing its aid to Ukraine, preparing to deliver up to $750 million in new military assistance to President Zelensky's forces. In Bucha, sobering sights, the humanitarian toll, more than 400 bodies found. ABC's James Longman there with a mother who says Russian soldiers killed her son. She says, I have already lived a long time and now I have lost my son. Who will return him to me? Who will heal this pain? Today, Russia's defense ministry alleging more than 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers surrendered in Mariupol. That report not independently verified. In that same city, U.S. and British officials are working to verify allegations of Russia's use of a chemical agent against civilians. Russia denying those accusations. As more civilian graves and targeting is uncovered, President Biden expressing his opinion, calling Russia's actions in Ukraine a genocide for the first time.
I called it genocide because it's become clearer and clearer that Putin is just trying to wipe out the idea of even being able to be a Ukrainian.
Meantime, in the capital city of Kyiv, Zelensky is hosting meetings with the presidents of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Also today, the leaders of 8 top U.S. weapons makers are due for a meeting with Pentagon officials focused on replenishing weapons and military hardware the U.S. needs to provide Ukraine in this ongoing war. In Washington, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Well, later on the news at noon, the comedy world loses another giant. We'll look back and remember the life and career of Gilbert Gottfried. Back now with your consumer news, and Lululemon wants your used athletic clothes. The brand announcing a new resale program called Lululemon Like New. Starting this month, you can go to any store in the U.S. and exchange your gently used items for an e-gift card. The value of the gift card will be determined by the type of item traded in and its condition.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Certainly a good day to get outside and do some exercise maybe outside, go for a run, go for a walk. It's a gorgeous outside, beautiful view over Block Island. I just saw the ferry go by a second ago before we took the shot. Hopefully we will get some really nice days and plenty more ferries going to Block Island to enjoy in the coming weeks and months. Temperatures are in the low 60s even along the coastline right now. 62 in Westerly, 61 for Block Island, 61 in Newport, 66 in the New Bedford area, 69 in Taunton, 66 here in Providence, 71 in Norwood. Quite a jump up from where we were yesterday at this time. Yesterday we did end up hitting 70 degrees, but you'll remember it was slow going. We had the clouds and the showers in the morning hours, and then around this time yesterday we started to brighten up. Today, we've seen sunshine for most of the morning, just a few passing clouds at times. That average high is 58 degrees. We're already 5 to 10 degrees above that, and we're going to top out close to 70 degrees once again today. Breezes coming in from the south around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and for some of us, there's a few gusts. 15 to 20 miles per hour, not overly gusty outside, but a little bit of a breeze to deal with as the day goes on. It's also that wind direction that gets us into those mid to upper 60s range, well above average for this time of year. Tomorrow we'll hit 70 degrees in many locations inland once again, upper 60s still on Friday. Saturday, still above average in that 60s range. A cold front's going to come through Saturday night and into very early on Easter Sunday morning with some rain showers. Beyond that, the second half of the 7-day forecast is a little bit cooler, slightly cooler than average, with temperatures in the mid 50s range. It's your satellite radar image. This is a loop over the past 6 hours. We have had some clouds streaming through at times. You're seeing sunshine. You're seeing a few passing clouds at times. A much wider view shows you rain to our north. That stays to our north. And an even wider view shows you a long line of rain and some thunderstorm activity far off to our west. Today, unfortunately, another round of potentially severe thunderstorms showing up through parts of the Midwest. Continuing to see this line pushing east, and eventually we do have the risk of steadier rain and perhaps some rumbles of thunder in our forecast tomorrow as this line continues to push closer to us. But that's going to come sometime late tomorrow evening, and you're noticing that risk is much lower for us here in southern New England. Just the potential for some rumbles of thunder and some heavier downpours, and that's mainly to our west. That line will continue to weaken as it moves through. Here's what we're talking about. Today, you're seeing mostly sunny conditions, some clouds come through overnight, couple spot showers, some fog overnight. Tomorrow during most of the day, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds with those highs around 70 degrees. Here's that line of thunderstorms. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, still off to our west. Inches closer, weakens as it does so. This is about 7 o'clock. So around the time the sun sets, the risk of some rain and some thunderstorms coming through. A few lingering showers on Friday morning. From there, we brighten up pretty quickly. Friday looks great, mid to upper 60s once again. And again, as we head into Saturday, dry for most of the day. It looks like late Saturday, another round of some showers comes through. Partly sunny, mid to upper 60s today, breeze out of the south. Tonight you get some scattered showers, really just spotty showers, some fog, temperatures around 50. And then tomorrow is a mostly cloudy day. You see some sun popping through, and another round of rain and some thunder comes through late tomorrow evening and overnight into early Friday. From there, again, we're a little bit cooler for Easter Sunday and into next week. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Coming up next, we're going to remember the life of that voice that you heard. Today, remembering comedian Gilbert Gottfried. He passed away yesterday. Back now to remember comedian Gilbert Gottfried. He died yesterday at the age of 67. Here's ABC's Will Gans with a look back at his career.
And welcome to the Gilbert Gottfried Show.
He's the comedian who stole every show he appeared in.
You fool!
Gilbert Gottfried, known not only for that voice,
ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can hear the sound of my voice,
but for never being afraid to cross a line or two.
You're not David Letterman.
Born in Brooklyn in 1955, Gilbert started doing stand-up at age 15.
All the agents, managers, and comedians would line up at the back of the room and watch him.
His crude humor becoming a calling card.
He had no filter, which is good because he's true to his comedy.
Perfect for his recurring stint in Comedy Central's roasts in more recent years. Prior to that, he appeared in 12 episodes of SNL in 1980 and hosted USA Up All Night into the 90s. Gilbert making the jump to the big screen in movies like Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Cuff me! There are people out there with chainsaws. You're cuffing me.
His family saying in a statement Tuesday that the 67-year-old husband and father passed after a long illness. The comedian suffering from myotonic dystrophy type 2, an inherited muscular dystrophy that affects the muscles and ultimately his heart.
How in the heck?
Aladdin, the Broadway musical, dedicating Tuesday night's show to the late comedian.
Mr. Gottfried, thank you for the laughs. Good night.
That was Will Gans reporting. We'll be right back. Finally this afternoon, singing and dancing to the tunes of the Temptations. Ain't Too Proud opened at PPAC last night. They cover all the hits and, of course, show off those signature dance moves, too.
I think the thing that touches me the most overall is just the way we're able to tell the story and to use music that everybody knows in a way that you wouldn't expect, and in a way that touches on the highs and the lows of this group in so many different ways.
Doing this show, it has educated me on some things that I did not know about the Temptations and their journey, because we see them, like he said, they're such mythical figures, but they are human beings at the end of the day, and they've gone through so many trials and tribulations, and this story touches on everything that they've gone through.
Oh, such a powerful show. It is at PPAC through Sunday. There are still tickets available. Chelsea and I saw it last night and haven't stopped singing all day.
Go see it. Go get tickets. Go see it. This was one of my favorites. It was so good.
It was really great.
So many wonderful songs that you don't even realize are part of it. It was so great.
And to learn more about their story,
Yes.
too, was really eye-opening.
It really
for sure.
was. It was great. Definitely go see it. We have some cooler temperatures later on Sunday, so maybe after Easter brunch you can go see the show. Today is gorgeous, though.
All right, enjoy it while we can. Thanks, Chelsea. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues, first at 4. Have a great day.